Hello, so you're on the center and you're looking for specific blueprints and you're having a hard time finding them, especially if you're looking for Rex or Spino blueprints. There's a reason for this, and we'll go over where you can find them, but there's a few things you need to know first. And this information will be found in the blueprints you're looking for in every single free DLC map that's going to come out for Arc ASA. Alright, but when I say free DLC, I don't mean Aberration or Scorched or Extinction maps like that. Those are the paid for canon DLCs from ASE. They're only going to be free because of the pack that we bought with ASA. But anyway, what I mean by them is the non-canon maps. Center, Ragnarok, Aguro, Crystal Isles, and so on. Right, Fjordor. All of those maps, they don't have their own loot crates and loot tables like the like Scorched Earth and Aberration do. Right, so they share their loot table and crates with the island. Alright, so every blueprint you're looking for will come from an island loot crate. For the most part. With ASA, they are adding a few changes, like almost every yellow crate on the center now is the center loot crate. But that's just going to confuse things more for now. So let's jump into what I'm talking about. On the island, we have several different types of loot crates. We have the normal cave loot crate. Alright, that's what they're called in code. There's something like loot crate, cave, tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you have loot crate, ice cave, tier 1, 2, and 3. And then you have loot crate, swamp, tier 1, 2, and 3. And then you will, of course, continuing on that path, you would have underwater and ocean as well, or deep sea, whatever you want to call them. Each one of these loot crates has their own blueprints. Now there's a video about what's in those loot crates if you want to check it out. So what you need to know is, though, on the island, ice cave loot crates are located in the ice cave under Blue Obby. Swamp cave loot crates are located in the cave in the redwoods that has poison mist in it that you can't really see, but it poisons you anyway. And then underwater cave loot crates go in the 2 underwater caves on the island. And then ocean loot crates are the ones that are just out in the ocean, right? And then of course you have beacons, right? And so all of these free DLC maps will also, non-canon maps, I should say, will also have the same island beacons. Again, except center for now, they added a special center beacon. So anyway, to the point, the ice cave loot crates are not necessarily going to be in the ice caves on center, Fjordor, and so forth. Alright, they're going to be wherever the person that created the map put them. Alright, so if you don't know this, the non-DLC maps weren't made by Wildcard. They're made by people that make modded maps. And Wildcard just like the Wildcard and the community liked these maps, so they were ported over into an actual DLC, free DLC for Arc and became non-canon official maps. Okay, so for instance, if you're looking for a Rex saddle, those come in the tier 3 swamp loot crates. Right, but so where are the tier 3 swamp loot crates on the center? Well, that's the real question, right? And then Spinal saddles, they're in the underwater loot crates. But where are the underwater loot crates on the center? They're not underwater. And the swamp cave loot crates on center aren't in the swamp cave. Right, so where did Wildcard put these? And keep this in mind, like on Ragnarok, for instance, in the lava cave. I know it's not out yet, but in ASE, in the lava cave on Ragnarok near the south, you had ice cave, swamp cave, ocean, and regular cave crates all in that lava cave. So on these non-canon maps, there's no telling where these are going to be. You could go to single player, pull out the selector gun, and look at each crate and see what they are. But those maps aren't out yet, so you don't really care about those, right? You want to know where to get them on the center. That's the bad news. Alright, so Wildcard changed the loot table for ASA and what comes in each crate. And they try to make it more unique, and so that you can't get a lot of the same items from multiple loot crates. Kind of, but we'll touch on that in a moment. Here's the issue with the center. I've gone in through the code, I've looked for it, I've been looking for hours and hours on end on the map, and finally I was just like, I'm going to the dev kit and figuring it out. And so once they added the center to the dev kit, I was able to go in and look at it, and as you can see here, if you can go in, look, here's the ice cave loot crates. They have a tie-in to the center, so we know they're on the center. I could only ever find normal cave crates and ice cave crates, and of course the yellow center crates. It's going to be a center crate with its own blueprints in it, and they're mostly saddles for like the Pelgornis, the Nushastasaurus, and of course the ice cave loot crates are on the center in the jump puzzle. If you need to go there, you can check out the previous video about the cave entrance locations. And I kind of, in that video, I guide you all the way down to the jump puzzle. Where are the underwater ones, though? Where are the swamp ones? They used to be on the center. They're not anymore. For some reason, Wildcard right now has only Ice Cave and the regular cave loot crates. There should be ocean loot crates on center, and you can tell here. As I go into the code, you can see that the Ice Cave loot crates are linked, right? But if I check out Swamp and underwater loot crates, you can see that they are not linked to the center. So how are you supposed to get the items that come in the swamp and underwater loot crates? Oh, some of it might be in the yellow center loot crates, some of the underwater stuff, not a lot. Alright, and a lot of the gear isn't going to be there. But you can find the Rex, Spino, Theory, and Shastasaurus saddles in red loot beacons, the ones that come out of the sky and land on the ground. That's going to be the only places you can find those, kind of. Alright, so that's going to be the place where you have the highest chance of finding those blueprints. So there's a loot table that I've been looking for. I can't find in the code, but it seems to exist. If you go in and you spawn 500 of a single loot crate, you'll find things in there that shouldn't be there because they're not part of the code that says that's what's in it. So what's going on is there's this whole loot table in the background, right, that has every single item on it, but you have a very, very small chance of getting something from that table into one of the cave crates that it doesn't belong in. Right, so there's a small chance you could get a Rex saddle or a Spino saddle from a normal cave crate, but it's a small chance. You would be better off just focusing on the red drops. Now, Wildcard really messes up. It's not hard for them to go into the code and just, the code's already there. All they have to do is say, oh, well, this crate, and change, and just grab the other asset that is of a swamp cave and underwater cave, and just let it take place of some of the crates that are already there, because we don't need every single cave with only cave crates in it. So they could really fix this super fast, super easy. And they probably won't see this video, so you guys should probably just, if you want them to fix it, let them know in their Discord, let them know on Twitter this needs to be fixed. You know, maybe they did it on purpose, but I bet they were just in such a rush they just didn't catch this in their Q&A test. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.